Hey guys! Today I'm going to take you on a little journey on the path to getting cheek piercings, or maybe dealing with the errors or the issues that come up when you get cheek piercings, because no doubt if you've ever had them, you've had problems with them. And there are some solutions, but most of the time it's going to be a case of trying to deal with it from day to day. The first issue I had was even before I got the piercing. It was trying to get the piercer's hand around and trying to get into position was damn near impossible. So once the piercing was actually through, that hurt a lot less than me trying to stretch open my mouth, which wasn't a lot of fun in the first place. When getting a cheek piercing, it is crucial that you have the correct jewellery. I was lucky enough to have a very good piercer when I had mine, and of course you're going to have the stupidly long bars that go through your face because of the swelling, so you will have hamster cheeks for a while, which is fun, because people will mock you for it and ask you why you've done it, but it will be worth it in the end, trust me. But the bars will stick out quite a lot when you first get it done. My piercer had the genius idea of putting a flat, well, it's kind of a labret bar, essentially, a really long labret bar. It's got the flat plate on the inside and the ball on the outside. Now, herein lies the big issue of when it comes time to putting the jewellery back in. I never take my jewellery out, but it did fall out the other day. When the ball comes off and the bar comes out, it is so difficult to try and put back in because you have to put it in from the inside out because of the flat plate. Obviously you're not going to want the flat plate here and the ball on the inside, and I'll explain why in a minute, but trying to find the hole on the inside is so difficult. The best way I've found of getting it back through is to try and put a bar from the outside to the inside and then follow it through with the proper bar from the inside to the outside. I had a few problems with trying to do it with just a normal bar, but I found a tapered bar was a lot easier to do it with. And having the ball on the inside of the mouth brings up the next issue, the fact that you will probably get damaged teeth if the ball is too big on the inside. It's the same with tongue piercings and labrets and all that kind of stuff. I didn't think that I was going to get damage from my teeth or my gums from having a tongue piercing, and to be honest, in the beginning I didn't. It was only when I stretched my tongue and had a 6mm metal ball on my tongue. Not a good idea. Always have acrylic if you can. And that wore away at my gums, so I learnt my lesson after that, and no more balls in my mouth. Quote me on that one. Never thought I'd end up saying that on here. One major issue that I have with this one and not this one is the fact that I get a build-up. A nice pussy build-up. I'm sorry if you're squeamish, you may want to skip the next 20-30 seconds. Every so often I'll get a build-up of a pus pocket. I don't know if that's what they're called. That's what I call it. And it has to be popped every so often and then cleaned properly. It is more unusual for guys to have cheek piercings. There are a lot more females. One issue that I can tell you that all guys will have is shaving. Well, okay, unless I won't say all guys, because not all guys will shave around the cheek piercings, but I do. And it is a pain in the ass. Trying to get as close as you can, and then you have to use tweezers to pull out the rest of them. And, well, it is fun. It can be a bit annoying sometimes, especially when you can't find a decent pair of tweezers. I found out just before doing this video, after doing a little bit of research, that when you get it done, the piercer can actually go through a saliva gland if you're not careful. But then again, there's no way of really being sure that there's not a saliva gland in the way. If that does happen, then you get a constant stream of saliva coming through your cheek. Of course, you get the common thing that if you ever take the piercing out, then it will scar. You can get the scar removed, but it's not a cheap process. You get it kind of stitched up. Emily had her lip piercings stitched up a little while ago. They've healed up fantastically and she's really pleased with them. The one point that I will leave you on is the fact that every day could be absolutely fine after it's healed up, and then one day it could all go wrong and your piercings could get infected very easily and they could turn on you, and that is not nice. For example, when I said about the pus build-up, once that happens once, it will continuously happen. Now, it could happen that it gets infected and you'll have to change the jewellery so that it can swell up okay without being under too much pressure, or maybe the jewellery just doesn't take its fancy and gets knocked about a bit. I don't know, even in your sleep it could happen, as any of you with ear piercings will know. that's all that I've got for that part of the video, but I do have a few important announcements to tell you. Emily and I are going to London Edge in January. If you wanted to come along and say hey, then please do. Also, I will be attending VidCon. For those of you not in the know, it's the biggest YouTube creators assembly where they get really big YouTubers to come and teach you how to YouTube. I'll again put the link down below, but I will be going not as a patron, but I will be presenting Bring Back Retro, which is my company with all our retro gaming stuff. So if you wanted to come along, whether you like retro gaming or not, and just say hi, I would love to see you. Until next time guys, I will bid you adieu. It's quite late and I'm going to go and have some cereal, because that's how I roll. See you later. Bye. Bugger off.